Hi, if you have Hashimoto's, are you wondering why you feel so bloated all the time? My name is Sarah Peternell. I'm the owner of Family Nutrition Services in Denver, Colorado, and I'm the creator of the 30-day online program called Nourished and Renewed with Hashimoto's. Welcome, and let me tell you a little bit about some of the digestive issues that are common in people who have Hashimoto's. Seems to me like one of the top things I hear from my clients and my followers on social media channels is that they always feel kind of a sense of fullness in their abdomen. They might feel bloated, gassy, they might have a lot of, toots, and sometimes they have a very unpleasant feeling, kind of like they just have a brick in their stomach that won't digest and won't go away. It is common to have digestive problems if you have Hashimoto's. The first thing is that if you have Hashimoto's, there is a pretty good chance that you have a connection between this autoimmunity to your thyroid and your digestive system. You can watch my other video that's all about the connection between gluten and the thyroid to learn a little bit more about how autoimmunity can actually originate in the gut and based on certain food triggers like gluten. If you're here and you're watching this video and you are still eating gluten, there's a really good chance that some of your digestive issues are actually caused by consuming foods with gluten and wheat. Otherwise, if you're here and you've already given up gluten, you might wonder, why do I still have some issues with my digestive tract? Especially these annoying ones, right? You just want to have a flat belly and feel good, and not be walking around passing the toots all the time. Well, here's the thing. When we have hypothyroidism as a part of our Hashimoto's, we have what's known as a slowed transit time. The changes that take place in our metabolism due to hypothyroidism, because the thyroid gland is so responsible for controlling metabolism and energy in the body, this slowed transit time can actually lead to very uncomfortable digestive situations like constipation. Yikes. This means that you're not having regular, frequent bowel movements in order to empty out toxins and waste from your digestive tract. This can definitely be one of the reasons why you would have a sense of fullness, a bloated belly, and the byproducts of the toxins that are sitting in your large intestine creating gas. That could be one of the reasons. Number two, that's also very common in people who have Hashimoto's, is that you may have an abundance of the wrong type of bacteria in your digestive tract. This is kind of related to some of the things I was just talking about with constipation. But it can be a standalone issue. I've found in working with people in my nutrition practice over the years that many of my Hashimoto's clients have something known as small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, Sibo. Have you heard of this before? Sibo is pretty common. It is basically the dysbiosis or unbalanced gut flora in both the large and small intestine. But what happens is it is an abundance of the wrong type of bacteria that moves up the digestive tract and is actually causing these issues in the small intestine. The small intestine is a very delicate environment where we have finger-like projections called villi, and those are designed to help us digest our food and absorb the nutrients through the villi from the digestive tract into the bloodstream. If there's an overgrowth of bacteria, well, there's a couple of problems. Number one, the bacteria are actually getting the majority of the nutrition from your food. So this can lead to some malabsorption issues, but also it means that every time you're eating, when you think you're nourishing yourself, you're actually feeding bad bacteria. It can be really hard to know what to eat when every bite of food you put in your mouth feels like it's creating digestive problems, a distended tummy, feelings of fullness, feelings of like nausea or maybe low appetite, and then of course the bloated belly with the gas. Very uncomfortable. So Sibo can be diagnosed by your medical doctor. There are some pretty simple tests that they can do in their office. There are also some functional medicine tests that we can use to evaluate the levels of maybe wrong bacteria or maybe even too much of the right type of bacteria that are causing problems for you, which can lead to Sibo-like symptoms. When I'm working one-on-one with the clients in my office, I'm basically a private investigator for your health. I'll work with you very closely to figure out, you know what? Is there a bacteria issue, maybe a chronic digestive infection at the root cause of some of your digestive issues and symptoms related to Hashimoto's? Not to mention, could this possibly be at the root cause of your leaky gut, which led to autoimmunity? We'll see. The third thing that may be leading to some bloating is that, you know what, a lot of us with thyroid conditions, we actually have a decreased enzyme capability in our bodies. We have enzymes throughout the digestive tract. They actually start in the salivary glands, where we produce an enzyme called amylase to help break down starches at the very beginning of digestion. Think about it. You walk outside, you smell maybe French fries from the local food store, local restaurant, and you're like, that smells good. The chemicals in your brain that are responsible for allowing this whole cascade of enzymes and digestive hormones begin thanks to the olfactory senses that send these chemical signals up to the brain. You might notice that you start to get a little bit kind of slobbery, and maybe you start to produce some saliva in your mouth. This is in an effort to get your upper digestive system in your mouth ready to start breaking down carbohydrates. So that's what amylase does. I've found in working with a lot of people that there can be some carbohydrate enzyme deficiencies in people that have Hashimoto's. The other thing is that if we are dealing with carbohydrate enzyme deficiency, we're also maybe dealing with, say, like hypochlorhydria, which is the HCl present in your stomach acid. There can be some undigested food that's moving from the upper digestive system into the small intestine, and it's not really fully digested. If it's not fully digested, leaving the stomach after a couple of hours, then it doesn't have the ability to connect with a really important part of the small intestine called the cholecystokinin receptor sites. I like to think of these guys kind of like a barcode scanner, where the food, the bolus of food, leaves the stomach and moves right across it, and beep, it sends a signal or a message out to the pancreas that says, hey, produce some pancreatic enzymes. These are the enzymes that our digestive system makes to help us better digest proteins and fats and other foods. Digestion is very complex, and so if you're missing enzymes, well, it can kind of feel like you never quite fully digest your food, and this can lead to other things like constipation, and it can also lead to malabsorption and malnutrition, and it can also lead to those unwarranted and unwanted symptoms like gas and bloating. So, to recap, a lot of people have a slowed transit time. That can definitely lead to constipation, gas, and bloating. Other people might have some issues with an overgrowth of bacteria in both the large intestine and especially in the small intestine, which is interfering with our body's ability to digest and get proper nutrition from our food. Every time we eat, we're accidentally feeding the wrong type of bacteria. And number 3 is that you might be deficient in enzymes, which are not allowing your body to break down foods fully. These are some of the most common problems that affect people who have Hashimoto's. But let me tell you another problem that I think you can fix right away. Just sitting down and being mindful that you're eating, settling in, practicing some good steps for digestion, like sitting up straight and tall, feeling your diaphragm relaxed, feet on the floor, eating at a table while you're sitting down. These things can help a lot. We're so busy in our day-to-day lives. Maybe we have a granola bar dangling out of our mouths while we're on the floor tying our kids' shoes, or we're sitting at our desk, or we're driving in our car, standing at the kitchen counter. We're actually trying to multitask when our brain and our digestive system are just trying to digest the food. If we're making our bodies do 2 things at once that are both pretty complex, like solving maybe a big issue at work, or, parenting, doing house chores, whatever the case might be, well, digestion is going to suffer. Enzyme activity won't be at its best. And definitely, we are going to have some kind of shutdown of these systems and these digestive fires that are needed to make the whole system work properly. Ask yourself this question. Do I have 15 minutes per meal per day? That's just 45 minutes out of your whole day to sit still at a table and to eat while focusing on your food, looking at the colors, noticing the beautiful smells, tasting all of the flavors, being thankful for, and maybe offering a blessing for your meal. Settling into your body, settling in at the table, being conscious of the way that you're sitting, and the way that you are taking each bite of food. Are you chewing thoroughly? Are you setting your fork down between bites? All of these things can really enhance your body's digestion to reduce constipation, to reduce gas and bloating, and to make each mealtime more enjoyable. Think about these tips the next time you sit down for a meal. Maybe try not to wolf your food down. I'm a fast eater. I'm working on it too. Thanks so much for watching this video. And you know what? I've got such in-depth information for you as a part of the Nourished and Renewed with Hashimoto's 30-day online program. All of the information that you need about healing some of your most complex symptoms, including the digestive symptoms like gas and bloating, as well as leaky gut, food intolerances, and more, can be found in this wonderful online program. It's just $179 for 30 days of videos, over 9 hours of video content, like coming to my office for 9 nutrition sessions, hundreds of pages of handouts, and a full 28-day meal plan, including beautiful full-color recipes, a shopping list, and all of the nutritional information to get you on your way with your first month eating for health and for Hashimoto's. Check out Nourished and Renewed. The link is at the bottom of this page. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and hitting your notifications button so every Tuesday and Friday when I release a new video, you'll be alerted. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.